let the party stop. We got soul. So satisfaction.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Jesse Lee Falls podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite companies, the companies that I go through, and the companies that I want to refer you guys to. So let's get started. I'm going to start just going down the list. Okay, so first of all, when you make your album and you need to distribute it, I go through disc makers. I go through disc makers because I usually get, a run of 100 CDs to start, always. And then because disc makers own CD Baby, they send everything, all the files over to CD Baby, and then they put it out digitally for me. So those are the first companies that I go through. They are different companies, but disc makers does own CD Baby. So they're in cahoots there, which is really nice. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. So I also go through Bandzoogle for my website. It's just an easy platform. They're super conscientious. I don't sell merchandise or anything like that through my website. So I haven't tried navigating that side of Bandzoogle, so I don't really know. I don't have any thing to report back as far as user friendliness on that side of it. I really just use it as a place for people to be able to check my music out, and there's photos and the calendar of gigs and all that stuff. I know a lot of people think that you don't really need a website right now, but I'm going to tell you, you absolutely do. If you're going to look like a professional at all, you have to have a website. And, I know a lot of people maybe would disagree with this, but even if you only get, 5 people a year going to your website, you need a website. And the reason why is because companies, like if you decide to go into like sync licensing or anything like that, they want to see that you have a website because it establishes you as a business. It just lets people know. That's another thing is you need to do things like that. It's like I know that sometimes it looks like maybe, oh, that's the way they used to do it and that's old fashioned or whatever. I definitely say embrace the old fashioned, because a lot of those areas that people like radio, for example, like radio and even like newsprint, those were the avenues that people went through back in the day. And now that people have gravitated away from those doors are pretty much like wide open. It's not as hard, really. I mean, it is difficult to get radio play. It is, but it's not as hard. I mean, there used to be like major gatekeepers, and there's ways that you can, get your stuff on radio. In fact, I'm going to have a friend of mine who does a community radio station here in Astoria. He's going to be on a podcast here soon, and I'm going to talk to him about the advantages of, just the advantages of community radio and all that good stuff. Okay, so let me get back to my list of companies here. So I've got disc makers, we've got CD Baby, we've got Bandzoogle for the website. When it comes to your logo work and your artwork, I go through a company called Fiverr, and I'll just share like a brief story with you. I was working locally. I was trying to work with somebody locally, and what happened was I had gone into this person's shop, and I gave him the idea. I basically walked him through the process, and we designed the logo. He designed it there on his computer, but I told him exactly what I was looking for, and so we came up with the logo together. Basically, he he did the computer work, and I just told him what I wanted. And what happened was I paid him for his time to do that, and I also I had him put it on 2 different shirts, like a white one and a black one. So I paid him for that. And what happened was I tried to get the file from him. I said, "Hey, go ahead and send that the high resolution file over to me." And he tried to basically hijack the artwork, and he basically was not going to give me the artwork until I did a run of 100 t-shirts through him. So I kind of lost my mind. And yeah, I kind of freaked out for like a couple days on that one. Yeah, I kind of wanted to go down there and show him that he was kind of messing with the wrong person. But instead, what I did was I eventually calmed down, and I remembered that there's a company called Fiverr. And Fiverr is a website where it's really just people who do freelance, and you can find like freelance like anything. It's really cool. But anyways, I've found a guy who I took the low resolution file that I had. Thank God I had a low resolution file just to give the guy a sample of like, hey, here's what it is. And he sent me something back within like 24 hours. Oh, and I think he was like over in India. And it cost me $25. And he sent me back this awesome logo. And it's what I use now. Here, check it out. Well, I don't have one. Hold on. So that's my logo. And anyways, so the guy from India sends me this back in 24 hours for $25. And it was just ridiculous, like how it looks better. I mean, it was just crazy. So Fiverr, I will always talk good about Fiverr. Go through Fiverr. If you guys have like mock-ups or anything of your logo concept, you can send it over to one of those guys. They'll throw something together. It's crazy. I mean, you can upgrade, and all that stuff, but I definitely say go through Fiverr if you need logo help. And so we've covered Disc Makers, CD Baby, Bandzoogle, Fiverr. I'm starting to utilize YouTube more, so that's a cool thing. I really like the YouTube platform. I probably watch too much of it, but I definitely dig it. And you guys, I definitely think that you guys should be making music videos. And I know that sounds kind of, again, a lot of stuff you guys are going to hear from me is probably considered old-fashioned, but the reason why I keep coming back to these ideas is because, I think it's a common misconception that just because things are new and ideas are new, we think that they're good. And there's some frustrations that I have about the music business that, see, I think that we had some things figured out. There were certain moments in time where we had things figured out and things were actually working well. But what happens is we keep introducing new. We keep introducing new. And then the new basically is like replacing the old. And there's a lot of the old ideas that actually work. And something that I think that we are constantly taking for granted is that right now, the now is the now, but the now also it consists of the past. The past is also in the now, and the future is unfolding from the now. So there's this idea that, we want to discredit things just because they're from the past. It's like some of those ideas worked. And I think that we go too far. We just go too far. We think that we can keep perfecting things. It's like, wait, that was things were working. And that's why I keep going back to the micro music business, because there's things on the micro music business, or I'm sorry, on the micro end of the business that work. They can sustain you. But what happens is just like any other business. If you overreach, or if you start to expand too much too quickly, and your infrastructure isn't set up, you can collapse. If your infrastructure is set up really well and you don't start to expand, you can actually collapse as well. So there's these there's these thresholds, and I believe that the reason why I'm so stuck on this micro music business idea is because I believe it gives you the opportunity to not overreach. In fact, you can make those micro movements and those just those micro steps. And with every micro step, you're still extremely aware of your environment and your surroundings. And by making those micro steps, you're not going to overstep or overreach and put yourself in some kind of dangerous or stupid situation, or just something that you can't handle, like you overreached. You weren't ready for that. And that's why I think the micro mindset will actually be able to keep you guys a little more safe, I guess, from making bad decisions. The one thing that I hate about contracts is that, like, you better really be ready mentally to sign a contract, because you are signing yourself into bondage somehow. You're going to be obligated to somebody. There's stuff like that we just don't take into consideration, and contracts are quite the antithesis of what I would say the creative spirit is all about. We want to be free. So but at the same time, we have to be professional, and we have to eventually, if somebody really wants your music, you're going to have to sign a contract at some point. And I'm going to be, hopefully, we'll see. I'm taking this journey with you guys. You guys are on this journey with me, but I've submitted to a sync licensing music library, production music library. And I'm just waiting to hear back now. So that's kind of exciting, and that's pretty cool that you guys get to, see me go through that experience and process in real time. That's really cool. That was kind of the point, was I wanted to be able to share that with you guys, to show you, like, hey, there's things that you can do as an independent. There's the gatekeepers of the music world are just gone. They're just gone. And I'm glad, there are some gatekeepers still, but I'm telling you guys, I would say the majority of those people aren't really the people you want to really be dealing with anyway. So I would almost just be thankful that those people aren't anywhere around you. You have to really go out of your way to try to seek those people out, and I would suggest that you don't spend your time in other productive areas, because seeking approval and validation from I would say the business elites in the music industry, most of those people don't know anything about music.